Hello! Hello and welcome to the first stream of Dead Space 2. If you guys will forgive me for a minute, I didn't clean up my desk here. Actually, this is going to be the first stream that I bust out the Elite Xbox controller, which I actually switched. I'm having actually a little bit of a joystick issue with the Elite controller. I think maybe I was playing Cuphead on the Xbox One the other day, and I think I think it finally kind of like realized that there was a problem with it. I think it's okay, but I just was like, oh, you know what? I'll just switch these. So that's where it is now. It's on the computer, so I'm going to be using it for this stream. And I thought it was interesting when I hooked it up. It actually has a different driver than the regular standard controller. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, I haven't done anything with this game, so I don't know what it's going to look like when it loads up. We'll see here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And hopefully I can minimize. Hopefully, there we go. Play. There we go. Hopefully this works okay and we don't have any issues here. At some point I gotta get rid of that too. Okay, there we go. That's good. Now, this is going to be the final big game for HorrorFest, and then I think if any of you watched my update video on what's going on with the channel and stuff, then you guys know. Obviously, you know what happened with Deadly Premonition. It's unfortunate because I was really enjoying that game, but unfortunately, we're not gonna. I feel like I don't need to do that. Let me just check the resolution here and stuff, and we'll see where we're going from there. Okay, well that looks good. Can I make it higher? Here, let's look at the custom render settings. Is there a motion blur? We're gonna turn that off. Blur. Well, let's see. Motion blur. I hate. Can't make that higher. Okay. We're turning everything high, and we're gonna see what happens. Accept. Normally I would have sat down and I would have done all this before I started streaming, but I just didn't get to that yet, so anyways. We'll just do normal, I think. Even okay. Alright, let's begin the Dead Space 2. So we'll probably be streaming tonight. What time is it? 7:53. We'll probably be streaming till about 10:30 tonight for the first stream, and then the next part of Dead Space 2 will actually be on Halloween. I'm going to try and start that stream a little bit earlier that night, and then I also on Halloween will be doing the Zombies Ate My Neighbors thing at some point too. So the Dead Space part of Halloween might be a little bit less.
Come in, Isaac.
And I'm going to mute this so it's not.
Oh God, I'm so sorry, Isaac. Look at the time difference. I'll call you back later.
It's okay.
Actually, I just realized something. Just 1 second, guys. Hopefully this doesn't screw with this too much. I'm going to bring that down just a little bit, the audio, because I kind of forgot to adjust that before we started.
You're right, Isaac. The Ishimura is a great
Hopefully that
ship.
sounds a little bit better for you guys. You guys can hear me a little clearer. That was a stupidity on my end.
Isaac, thank you.
Anyways.
For what?
As I said, though, this game is going to definitely bleed into the next month.
I never would have made it this far because you made me stick with it.
And next month being October.
I'm giving you up for 6 months.
Sorry, October, November.
You know what? We must be getting arranged Thursday.
Like I said, this whole thing, you know, unfortunately it kind of got unraveled a little bit on my end of things simply because of the whole situation with Deadly Premonition. It's unfortunate. I was really enjoying that game. I was really getting into it. And it's not a good port on PC. I knew that going in, but unfortunately I hit the snag in that game that erases your saves. I'm not going to start that again. So
I really wanted to see you again.
Excuse me.
Just once. I loved you. I always loved you.
Yes. Nicole Brennan. She was a senior medical officer stationed aboard a Planet Cracker-class vessel.
Ishimura.
USG Ishimura, yes. Part of a mining operation on Aegis 7. I understand communications went down shortly after their arrival. You were part
but
of the
I'll go
repair
over
mission.
really quickly what's going on.
A mission for which you volunteered,
Go
am I
on
right?
quickly here what's going on with some other stuff. So
What did you find
I think
at
I
the
said
ship,
in my
Isaac?
personal life I'm got a little career change coming here. So I start that job not
What did
this
they
week but
find
the
aboard the
following
ship,
week,
Isaac? The
which is
marker.
going to change a lot of things with
Did
the
you
channel.
have contact with this marker?
So, and my schedule is going to change. The first
It made
like
you see things,
6
didn't it?
weeks on this new job,
Things you
I have
didn't
what's
wanna
considered
see.
training. So my
Explain to
hours
me.
are going
What
to
did it
be
say, Isaac?
different than
What
what
did
my
it say,
actual
Isaac?
hours of this job are once I'm out of training. So it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period on my side. That being said, you know, my intent with this channel is never to bloat it with content and you know, be putting out videos almost every single day and that kind of stuff. And with HorrorFest, that's kind of what happened. So things are going to be scaled back and going to be a little bit, retain a little bit more normalcy starting in November. And I'm probably going to spit out a couple of the last HorrorFest videos and stuff that I had recorded this week, just to put them out there and get done. Some of them I'm going to cut, just whatever, but some of them are film club episodes I kind of want to put out. Some of them I might save for just future film club and that kind of stuff as well.
You gotta trust me, okay? Listen, you're in terrible, terrible danger.
Should probably be holding the controller at this point. Gosh, it's horrifying.
Franco? Franco, what happened? Oh God. Isaac! Isaac Clark, if you can hear me, run! Run!
I feel like the controls are a little too sensitive. What does this go up to? 10? Okay, we were on 3 and that felt way too. We were on 2. Let's try 1. Gosh, this just feels really sensitive. Maybe this Elite controller is legit having trouble. I don't know. Did I just die? Oh, okay. Let's bust a save here. I can't tell if it's definitely running at 60 frames, but like I can't tell how well, you know, like it's kind of hard to tell. So I did restart my internet before, so hopefully we don't have any kind of connection issues and stuff like that.
Come on, take him down! This is Director Tideman to all project personnel. I want the key subjects terminated and the facility scrubbed. This is not a drill. Tideman out.
I'll have to dick with some of the graphical settings and stuff at a later time, because I feel like I could get this game to look a little bit sharper than it does right now. I feel like it doesn't look that sharp. Again, it is like 6 years old, so.
Ross, extension 158.
Oh, I was like, hold up, what's going on here?
My eye's looking much better today, yes, don't you think? It hurts. It still hurts? Yes, I'll schedule you for another session tomorrow. No, I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I can take another session. I don't care. First thing tomorrow. Now let's talk about what you saw today.
I want the key subjects terminated and the facility scrubbed. This is not a drill. Type it out.
Come on, man. Patient 4. I remember you. Tideman said all the key subjects need to be eliminated. Terminated. There's one more. Listen to me, man. What matter? Listen to me. Matter. We can both get out of here. Just cut me out of this straitjacket. No one's getting out of here alive. Don't do it. There's no escaping from what I've done. Take it easy, buddy. Just take it easy. The rig is red. It's red. There's a health pack and a flashlight in that wall locker. You should grab them.
Sure. Sure.
Go ahead. Take it. I won't be needing it anymore. Isaac, we're all gonna burn for what we did to you.
Well, shit. I hold this like it's a frickin' gun.
Clark! Isaac Clark, is that you?
Who are you?
My name is Dana. I'm the one trying to rescue you.
Why? What's going on?
You're suffering from a unique form of dementia, Isaac. Something you contracted on Aegis 7.
How do you know that? How do you know all this about me?
Your dementia will kill you. But if you can get here, I can treat you and get you to safety.
Why should I trust you?
Because I'm not the one shooting at you.
Fuck.
I can't.
Follow the route I'm showing
I don't
you.
remember much of this game. Like, again, this was another one, like, I played it once when it came out, and I remember really enjoying it, and there were certain parts of it that I thought were really good. Like, I remember something involving a train that I thought was cool, but I remember I didn't like this one as much as the first one. Like, the first one was incredible, and I thought this one was a really good sequel, but not as good as the first one. Oops. I don't know, I feel like it's not hitting... Maybe it's not hitting 60 frames. I wonder if I have to do the same thing that I did with the first one. I just feel like if I turn off the VSync, it's going to be bad, though. I wonder if I can turn off VSync from here. Let's try it really quick. Or if that's going to freak out the game. See, like, it didn't save my... You know what? That's what it is. It just didn't save what I was doing. Let's go back really quick to the... That's the problem. Let's go back to the main title screen, and let's fix that. I don't think it saved what I set it as. Because I set it as a custom setting, and it just says very high. So let's see. I want everything on. Anti-aliasing on. Blur off. Motion blur off. Flares, sure. High. High. Very high. Accept. accept. Let's see if that's saved now. Let's go back in. Okay. Alright, now let's load our game. Let's see what it looks like. So I was going to say, it just doesn't look sharp to me for some reason. Let's see how it loads now. Let's see if that fixes it. It definitely looks... Whoa. I'm just wondering if this game has that VSync issue that the first one does. So we'll play it like this for a little bit. Problem is, it's hard to tell in these dark environments. I don't remember any of this. I don't know. Like, I'll have to look and see. Oh, shit.
Isaac, what happened? Are you alright?
Why are you helping me?
If Tideman finds you, more people will die.
See, this is a lit enough room that it would be a good place to check
You don't have
things.
to like it. Just hurry before you get locked in.
Sure. Shit. Shit. Haha. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll have to look and see later. I wonder if this game, because the first game has this like VSync issue where you have to turn VSync off in the game, but like turn it on your actual like card settings to get it to run, you know, rock solid. I wonder if this game has the same issue. Excuse me, guys. Shit, I forgot. I keep thinking I have a gun. I don't have a gun. Not what I want. Not what I want. There we go. Like I just can't tell if it's actually running at 60 frames or not. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I don't think it is. I don't know. I'll dick with it later. I'm not going to try and dick with it now on stream because Not fun for anybody. That's where we were. Is there anything else down here?
Evacuation in progress. Evacuation in progress. Please consult your rig for the nearest exit.
Kinda. Oh, I see. You have to go down and around.
Evacuation in progress. Evacuation in progress. Please consult your rig for the nearest exit.
Sure. I was gonna say that guy dropped something. I don't think it's 60 frames either. I think it has the same issue that the first game has with the VSync stuff, so in a little next time I get to a save point, I think I'm going to attempt turning VSync off in game and see if that fixes it. Because I turned VSync on my actual video card settings, because that was the problem with the first game. And I bet you this game probably made very similarly, probably has the same issue. So I'll check it here in a second. This seems like it's kind of locked at 30. I don't know. I just played a bunch of Evil Within 2, and so playing that on the PS4, that runs at 30. So sometimes it's hard to tell, and sometimes it's not. I bet you I'll be able to immediately tell when I fix the issue.
Me. Would you fucking help me? Calm down. I'll cut you out of there. Is that a tissue laser? A plasma cutter? Oh my god! Fuck! What the fuck are you doing? Shit! Help! I'm trying! Help! I'm trying!
Well, that guy's dead. It might be why I feel like the camera is really jerky too.
Isaac, it's Dana. You have to dismember the creatures to stop them.
I know. I've had a lot of practice.
Just try to stay in
It depends on the game. I don't always have issues with like I don't have a problem with 30 or 60 frames depending on if the game's smooth. But when I'm playing on my computer, like I have a GTX 1070, so like this game, 6-year-old game, should have no problems. Like this isn't Forza 7. All right, let's see. Let's save it, and then I'll go attempt to turn that off, and we'll see what happens. I don't need to make as many saves for this game, so we'll do that. All right, so we're gonna attempt that really quick. We'll see what happens. I forgot this game had multiplayer. I thought that was only in the third game. Maybe it was in the second game too. Visuals. I bet you that those servers probably don't even work anymore. Here, let's turn VSync off. I don't know what that's gonna do. Sure. Now it looks like it's at. I bet you it's the same thing. I bet you it's the same thing. All right, let's load the game. Hopefully the screen tearing is fixed because I turned it on my thing. Let's see what happens. That's totally what it was. I bet you it's the same as the first game. Hopefully that's the last of the interruptions. Well, yeah, it looks rock solid smooth now. Now we're talking. Okay, yeah, that was totally what it was. Much, much better. Yeah, the game was on Steam sale this week. I figured one of the weekends in October they do a Halloween sale, so figured it was coming. And since Deadly Premonition tanked, Thanks to that game being a really bad PC port. I deleted that off my computer. Like, I'm never gonna play that PC version of that game again. Like, that was the last straw for me. I have that game on my Xbox 360, and I'll probably end up just playing it there at some point. I really enjoyed what I played of that game. That's why it was a huge bummer when the game crashed and deleted my save. To say, I'm pretty sure. The thing. No, it's not. I hit these up. That'd be too cool. It's a bummer these games don't have Steam achievements. Like obviously, if I were playing on Origin, I think they have Origin achievements. Nobody cares about that, but it's a little bit of a bummer, but whatever. It'd be cool.
Isaac, come on, they're after us.
Wait, who is? Who's after us?
Security lockdown.
I told you to hurry. How'd you miss it?
Look, I don't need your help.
Fine. Let's see how long you last.
Dana! Okay, you're right. I do need your help. Talk to me.
Look, Isaac, we don't have to be friends. But like it or not, we're stuck together. Tideman's your enemy, not me. All right, I found you a new route.
Fine. So where the hell am I? How did another necromorph outbreak get started?
You're on Titan Station orbiting Saturn. As for the outbreak... Shit! Tideman's jamming my signal.
So yeah, like I said, we'll be playing tonight, probably till around 10:30 or so, and then after that we will Tuesday night. So Halloween itself, be doing more Dead Space, and then at some point I will also be doing the bonus mini stream of Zombies Ate My Neighbors, since I just never got around to doing it. So I'm looking forward to playing that game. Some weird hacking minigame. There we go. Wow! Wasn't fast enough there. But yeah, Dead Space 2 will continue throughout the week, even though I know it's past Halloween, but I want to finish this game up. And then sometime in November, I don't know when, but I will start the slow, and like I said, streaming is going to be slowing way down. It's not going to be an every night thing or every other night thing. But the next game after Dead Space, when we get to November, at some point will be Super Mario RPG. Oh good, I get to hack this again. Like, why is he not... Perhaps I need to get out of there. I don't understand why he's not dying to, like, 2 or 3 shots here. It's sad that I've died twice to this. Oh, boy. Oh, they moved it to Y. That's why. Okay. That's why I was having problems. I kept hitting X, and it wasn't doing anything. That's my fault. It's Y. Because in the other game, it was X. Okay, that makes more sense now. Side of this? No. Oh, that lens flare is pretty cool.
What the fuck?
They changed that shit up a little bit too from the first one. It looks a lot cleaner.
Breach rectified.
Got a couple power nodes already, that's cool.
Welcome to Microstore. CEC engineer Isaac Clark. Updating inventory to CEC engineering loadout.
What's in my safe? Nothing. Oh boy, whoa, look at all these freaking weapons. I kind of liked how it was in the first game where it was like a long list of shit, and in this game it's not. But okay, so there's a bunch of suits now? Like, can I... let's see, so there is the... That gives me a weapon bonus. Stasis bonus, stasis bonus, stasis bonus. Weapon bonus, med pack bonus. Oh, and they all have prices too, I see. Some of them don't. I guess that's your like vintage from the first game. I don't remember what the best suit was, honestly. It's been a long time. I don't think stasis bonus really matters. Detonator and pulse rifle. Do none of these give you a bonus on the, No, they don't. I don't know, shit. That has a minimum. Oh, you know, I should look at that. A minimum of 15 inventory slots. So your original one only has 10 slots. And you have to pay for it. Like, I'm not. That's dumb. So everything else is 15 slots. Well. This is a hard decision, I guess. I guess I'll just put this one on for now and we'll see what happens. I don't remember all these suits, but again, I played this one time, like 6-7 years ago, whenever it came out. Wasn't it 2011, I want to say? So yeah, almost 7 years ago. That's a pretty cool looking suit. I guess we'll roll that. Oh man. I have 8,000 credits right now. I should probably buy one of these other guns, huh? Refurbished plasma cutter. Dead Space unlock. Used and refurbished primary. Isn't that what I currently have right now, or is that a different plasma cutter? Oh, I feel like it was a forged plasma cutter. Plus 10. Reload is minus 5. What's this one do? Agility plasma cutter. Speed faster. I'd rather do the one that has more damage. Let's do this. Do I want one of these other weapons? I mean, I guess none of these cost money, so... Alright, let's do that. Is there a weapon bench around here? Or are we not that lucky yet? Wait, do I have... Hold on. I have 2 plasma cutters now. Whatever. Let's save the game here, and then we'll move on. You can't, just to make sure really quick, you can't... No. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't think they would just straight up add the weapon bench into that, so I'm sure we'll get to a weapon bench later on in this game.
Entering vacuum.
Beyond the apartment block.
Hang on. I need more answers. How long have I been here?
3 years. Tideman found you floating in space near Aegis 7 and brought you here for study.
Why can't I remember anything?
The marker you found imprinted your brain with a self-replicating signal. The longer you're awake, the more the signal spreads. It's killing you, Isaac. Tideman tried to keep it in check with memory suppressants.
You said you could fix it, right?
Only if you reach me in time. Tram station, get moving.
forgot they added this cool shit. It makes me want to play Alien Isolation again. That's a game I should pick up on the cheap and play again. So I played through that game on the PlayStation 4. I would imagine that game is probably a pretty good PC port. Oh, there we go. Good old weapon bench. I mean, we're probably going to use this forged plasma cutter instead, because it seems like that's what I'm probably going to roll with. So let's up the damage. Let's up our rig. That's good. What's that? Do I have any bullshit I could sell, maybe? Let's look. What other weapon should I take? I already have a line gun, so maybe the javelin. I don't remember what the force. There's a flamethrower, seeker rifle, single long range round. I don't remember what that gun is either. Honestly, it's been that long. We'll take this rivet gun. Sounds kind of cool. I'll take that for now. We'll see what that's all about. Contact energy. Oh wait, is the Ripper back? I didn't even see that. Well shit, that changes everything now. I like the Ripper a lot. There's so many good weapons to choose from, like shit. Oh, weapon slot's full. Alright, fine. Let's pull that back, and then we'll get the that, and we'll buy some I don't think there was a save point in there, so. I could just freeze this thing. Oh, I guess you can't. That's interesting.
Caution.
Attention. This is Director Tideman. A station-wide emergency is in effect. In accordance with Titan Station Civic Code, I am declaring martial law. All citizens are ordered to evacuate.
I've been playing a lot of Mario. Like a lot of Mario. I think the first night I got that game, or the first day, I think I played like 8 hours straight of that game. And it's never worth it. I like that game a lot. I'm trying to decide right now if it's overrated or if it really is that good. I can't decide. I kind of want to see what's in that room, and then if it's shit, we'll go back in a second here. I kind of want to see what's in that room, and if it's shit, I'll just re-wipe the save. Oh, can I? Alright, let's go do that first. I guess we'll watch these people die, like, oh well. But like that's my thing right now, and I haven't finished Mario. I think from my calculations, I'm about halfway through that game right now. So I haven't. I really like it. I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to make that conscious decision right now. Is it really this good of a game that it? I mean, it is now. I think according to Metacritic and OpenCritic, it is now the highest rated video game of all time critically, which I find a little extreme, to say the least. But I'm trying to decide, like, is the game really that good, or was just everybody starved for a really good Mario game? And I don't know. I mean, that being said, I never played either of the Galaxy games. This is the first, like, true Mario game that I've played. I'm not talking, like, Mario 3D World or, what did I get out of there? A Ruby Semiconductor? How much is that thing worth? Power node schematic. If I got another power node, then that was worth it. Like, who cares? Go back really quick. This is probably boring, I apologize. That's what I'm trying to decide right now. I haven't finished the game. I streamed some of it on Friday, and then I had to take that stream off because, unfortunately, oh, that came in tough. I'm not gonna waste all my money on that though. I had to take this stream down because Nintendo is, I don't know why they're so anti people talking about their game. Like this game is really good, like, and that's the thing. So I still haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do my video review for that game. And so that's still a work in progress right now, is what I'll say. I haven't finished. I have to finish the game. I've captured footage and stuff, but I haven't decided, like, because I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're gonna demonetize, or if they're gonna, you know, monetize and take my video, or, you know, invoke the copyright thing because I used the footage. Because I got 2 on my archives of that stream. I got 2 copyright notices. I got one for music in the game, and then I assume the other one was for video. But it's just like they picked random spots in the video that made no sense. It wasn't like they specifically picked a song. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's weird. So and I understand, because I see other popular YouTube people and stuff streaming the game, and I mean, maybe they just don't give a shit. I don't know. But I don't necessarily see them having the issues that I've been having. So, because their videos are still up. They're not taking them down. So I don't know. So I haven't decided. I don't want it to just be all pictures. Like, I think that would be lame. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably put the footage in, and I probably just won't have any sound. That's what I'm thinking about. That being said, my Evil Within 2 review will be out probably tomorrow, if not Tuesday.
Isaac, over here!
Unfortunately, I had something come up that had to be taken care of. Oh. That was kind of funny. Unfortunately, I had something this afternoon that came up that had to be taken care of, so I didn't get a chance to finish.
They gave us drugs to make us forget, but it's all coming. I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you calling me?
The video itself. Wow, this is part of the game for some reason. It's chugging. Guy behind me? Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, man. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to take care of something this afternoon that put that video editing behind schedule. I'm actually almost done editing the video, but then I have to let it render, and that's going to take forever. And then because it's a little bit long, I wouldn't say it's a long. I think it's like 20 minutes. But, because of that, it's going to take probably equally as long to upload. So. actually ran out of ammo for that gun. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Does that wear off eventually, or am I just forced to set? Okay. But yeah, so unfortunately that put me behind schedule on that video, and I'm not happy about it. But that will be up soon. The other thing about that video is I captured a shit ton of footage, probably the most footage. I don't know why, but it's probably the most footage I've captured of any game. Like, I think I've captured upwards of like 4 hours worth of footage for this video that's like 20 minutes long. I don't know, there were so many cool parts of that game, and I wanted to make sure I got everything, and then sifting through it, it's like, it's the same for me in like everything I do, where I capture a bunch of stuff and then I end up not really using that much of it. But there's so many cool parts in that game, so. You know, and then in less than a little over a week here, we'll be getting the Xbox One X. I'm looking forward to dicking around with that machine. So we'll see. I plan on doing some stuff with that. I plan on doing a video review of this console itself. I'll probably capture some footage of some of the 360 games that they're like, at least Oblivion, because that's the one that I care about the most. The Halo 3 is whatever, because I can just play that game in Master Chief Collection, so I might load up Fallout 3 as well. I don't actually own an original copy of Assassin's Creed 1 anymore. That one actually sounded... All four of those games potentially sound interesting with these Xbox One X enhancements. So, but I'm really looking forward to that machine. I really hope that that machine is, you know, maintains the promise of what they're trying to set out to accomplish with that machine. Because I think it would be a real huge bummer if that thing comes out and it's a disappointment, kind of like the PS4 Pro. So I don't know. And then the weird thing too is, like, I assume, and I definitely state this in my video review of Evil Within 2, but like, I'm assuming that they're going to be doing some sort of pro patch for Evil Within 2, because it's on the Xbox One X enhanced games list. So I don't think they would only do one and not the other, but as of right now, like, that game didn't launch with any pro enhancements or any kind of enhancements at all. It was a 1080p 30 across both systems, so. Which again, 1080p rock solid 30 is way, way better than the original game was, because that original game had major issues. So, excuse me, I'm happy for that. It didn't deter from my enjoyment of that game at all. I've heard really good things about the PC port of that game too, so I really enjoyed that game a lot though. But yeah, that review will be forthcoming. I hope to maybe, if I let it render overnight, I hope to publish it tomorrow. That's the plan, at least. Power malfunction. I was gonna say, I heard you. Remember those? Oh, that's a weird situation I've never encountered. Probably want to use a different gun. Oh shit. just gonna leave that the way it is. But yeah, I've really enjoyed my time with Mario. To go back on that, like, I think it's a real good game. I think it just continues Nintendo's promise of making a really good machine this year. I mean, I think I declared it in my 6-month update video on the Switch, but even now with Mario, even more so, the Switch has easily become my favorite Nintendo system since... Boy, I feel like the range on this gun, maybe that's something you have to upgrade, but I feel like the range is really low. But as I was saying, like, I feel like it's easily my favorite Nintendo system since GameCube now, easily. And that's because I thought the Wii was a gigantic disappointment of a machine. And the Wii U had good games, but not enough games. You think back on the Wii U. What did the Wii U launch with? The Wii U launched with New Super Mario Brothers, which not a bad game, but it was just kind of like the same thing as the Wii version, just looked better in HD. Kind of cool to see that thing go in slow motion. But yeah, I don't know, man. I actually, and I'm not the kind of person that likes doing this kind of stuff, but I ended up just looking at my Wii U one day and just being like, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of it, and I ended up just trading in my Wii U in the games and stuff, and just that's done. I might rebuy one later on, but I hadn't turned it on in 6 months, and thought that was fine. Got a good amount of money for it, so I'm not bummed or not put down by it or bummed by it or anything. You know, it is unfortunate I never got to play Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I came to the realization, like, I probably will never play this game. And I have so many games, especially RPGs, on the PS4 now that I need to play. You know, I still haven't finished Dragon Quest Builders. I still haven't finished Dragon Quest Heroes 1. Not that those are RPGs, but I've got Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age that has never been opened. I bought that at launch. I think I played about half of Final Fantasy Type 0. I gotta finish that. Problem was I had this plan over the summer of like, I'm gonna play all these RPGs, and kind of just played Persona, and then when I got done with Persona, that was 100 hours. So by the time Persona was done, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm good for a while on RPGs. I'm gonna redo this. I mean, I have whatever the most recent Star Ocean. I have that. I have Tales of Zestiria. I have. That's not even counting stuff I have digitally, so I bought that one East game digitally. I can't remember what it's called. Origin, maybe? East Origin. I have what's that Sega Genesis game I'm trying to think of now. I have that. Pure Solar and the Great Architects. I have that. Like, I just like the amount of RPGs more than anything. I have a really bad habit of buying them and then letting them sit. And that's my fault. I'm bad when it comes to that kind of shit. I remember this part of it. So I remember thinking this part was pretty cool.
Pleasant route, but it'll get you to the Cassini Towers residential sector. Damn it! Timon has the signal again. Keep moving.
Okay.
You're very important to them, Isaac. Hold tight. I'll contact you soon.
Kind of scavenging for ammo and shit. I can definitely see a little bit of screen tearing, but it's not like horrible like usually it would be, you know? I still find it hilarious. In fact, my buddy I've mentioned on the stream before, who I think I mentioned before, like he hates scary games. He hates jump scare. He likes scary stuff, but he hates jump scares. And Dead Space 1 and 2 are some of his favorite games. And I do not understand how he can like these games, because there's a lot of jump scares, as I would call it, in these games. And he's okay with it, but like literally anything else, he's a pussy and he can't handle it. I just find that humorous. We're in a lot of trouble here. But yeah, and I actually just told him, because he hasn't played these games in years either, and I told him, like, hey, Dead Space 1 and 2 you can get in a pack for like $10 on Steam right now. And he actually bought them. I was like, I already own Dead Space 1. I bought it on PC a long time ago, but I didn't own Dead Space 2, so that's why I was happy. And I totally wasn't planning on playing this for HorrorFest this year, but because of the Deadly Premonition problem, I needed to supplement it with something. Dead Space 2, you know, it came to the rescue. So.
They keep seeing his face. Shit, found me.
When we get to the next save point here, I'm gonna save it up and take a quick break to use the bathroom. Oh, in fact, it's right here. Wow. I'm gonna use the store really quick though. I don't think I bought any of those other ones. So let's buy some plasma rounds, huh? Mine racks too, probably. We'll bust the save here, and we'll take a quick, brief recess from the game here. So let's save here, and then I'll be back. 10 minutes max. So I'm going to pause the game here. I'm actually just going to Alt-Tab out of it. Bring that up for you guys. I'll play some tunes for you guys to enjoy here, and I will be right back. Just give me a minute to use the restroom and stuff. So I will be right back here in just a brief moment. Alright, we are back. I apologize for the delay. We will jump right back into the game. Ow, oops. I'm knocking stuff here. Oh, man. So like I said, we'll be streaming until about 10:30 here tonight.
Hey, Dana, there's this crazy guy that keeps contacting me. I saw him back at the hospital.
Nolan Stross. He was a patient in the project, just like you.
Yeah? Why was he there? What does he want?
He's a psychopath, Isaac. Stay clear of him. He murdered his own wife and child.
Okay, I'll be careful.
Oh good, another one of these.
Dana, I thought you were routing me to residential. This looks like a unitology recruitment center. Am I still on track?
Yes. There's an old maintenance access point in there that'll take you through the waste disposal system and into the Cassini Towers. Stay sharp.
That shit's cool. That was something I thought that they added to this game that was cool. Well, it's a good thing I bought all that ammo, huh? You can't go faster in this part, in these parts, but whatever.
Whoever sees this, listen up. You can use kinesis to pull blades off dead ones and shoot it back at them. Watch. Watch. I stayed alive 3 hours using this trick. See? Just shoot it back at them.
I like how they have to throw that in here. There we go. Okay, I guess you can't do anything. If I have any more power nodes. I have one. Maybe it's smarter to go this way. I'll probably just put all my upgrades into the power, into the plasma, or the plasma cutter. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. Like I did the first game. It seems like the best way to the best route to go. Probably should have saved before I did that. That's okay, I can do it now.
Compressor piston offline. It is now safe to enter the chamber. Authorized personnel only.
Definitely noticed it's a little framey. Like I said, not on stream. I'll dick more with the game to make sure it's as smooth as possible. I just don't feel like doing it right now. I feel like I've already wasted enough of everyone's time doing that on the stream tonight.
Entering zero gravity.
Oh, that's much different than the last game. Anything else hidden out here that I can grab? You know, I was actually thinking in between the break here while I was, you know, playing the background music and stuff, some of those are Dead Rising songs from the first game, and I was just thinking, like, man, I would love to, you know, and it's funny I say this because I just finished getting all the achievements in that HD remaster on the Xbox One in the spring this year. I would love to play through that again. I think next year HorrorFest is when I will do a run of Dead Space, but I want to do the PC version. I'm sure you could probably mod some cool shit into that version. I think that would be a lot of fun. I have a very high reverence for the Dead Rising franchise, so huge Dead Rising fan. I'm actually really looking forward to this year in December. They are putting out like that new content for Dead Rising 4 and also patching some of that stuff into it. So I'm actually looking forward to playing through that game again because I only played through it once. And I'm going to play it on the Xbox One X because they're going to be doing patchwork for that version as well. Really looking forward to going back to that game. I thought that game was pretty good. I mean, at the end of the day, I thought it was a really good zombie game. I didn't think it was a particularly great Dead Rising game. Obviously, they changed up some stuff that, you know, longtime fans of the franchise were upset about. And I went into it like, the biggest thing that bummed me out about Dead Rising 4 was the lack of a cooperative campaign. And unfortunately, I don't think that's something they're adding with that patch. That would be a huge undertaking. And I wouldn't expect them to go back to that. To do that, at some point, they just do Dead Rising 5 or whatever the next. I don't think you even get a Dead Rising 5. I bet you they reboot it. In fact, I think I saw there was a thing on NeoGAF when NeoGAF was, you know, relevant. And now NeoGAF is like pretty close to being shut down, anyways. But I saw a thing on NeoGAF a couple months back, a leak of what they were possibly going to do with Dead Rising 5, and I thought that it sounded pretty interesting. But again, you have to take that kind of shit with a grain of salt because it's NeoGAF. So, like, the number one trend, I would say, in games journalism that I've hated in the last 5 years are game journalists and gaming websites using NeoGAF as a source of information. Like, they're sourcing this shit in news articles. It's like, NeoGAF isn't a news site to source. It is a forum. Like, yes, shit gets leaked on NeoGAF all the time, but until it is proven real, like, you shouldn't be using that as a source. So, I look at the whole NeoGAF debacle, and, like, yeah, there's some shit that happened there, but I'm happy that NeoGAF is kind of fallen on the wayside because I have not liked NeoGAF ever. But it sounded pretty interesting, the Dead Rising stuff. So basically what it sounds like, at least, again, you have to take this information with a grain of salt because it's not confirmed. It's a NeoGAF post, but it sounded like it was going to be a brand new character set in a college town, but a big town. So it would have a college, it would have a mall, and it would have, like, the town itself, which all that shit sounded really cool. Like I said, it would start a new character. He'd be a college student. It sounded like they would reference Frank West in the world, but he wasn't actually in the game. They are going to bring back some of those elements, you know, like escorting survivors and stuff, and cooperative gameplay or campaign was going to definitely be a return to, and that sounds pretty cool. So. Is that, again, that's the biggest bummer of Dead Rising 4. Like, I literally bought that game, you know, and prepared that evening. I bought it to play co-op with my buddy who also bought it, and then it was the same situation we had with Resident Evil Revelations back on the 360 when that version came out. Whereas, like, we both bought the game, sat down, ready to invite each other, and then it's like, this game doesn't have a cooperative campaign. Like, are you serious?
You're almost here. Hurry.
So, I mean, even Dead Rising 3 had a cooperative campaign. Like, that was a very poor decision on their part. And they tried to pass it off with, well, we're trying to tell Frank's story, and it's like, cool, you could just totally do what you did in Dead Rising 2, which is you had 2 Chucks there. Like, that's all you have to do. So, I don't know, like, that part of that game bummed me out. That being said, I don't think it's a bad game. Like, I enjoyed that game for what it was. I thought there was a lot of cool throwbacks. I thought the mall itself was really well designed. The town itself was okay, but the mall itself was really well designed. I thought going back to Willamette was really cool. I thought, like, the new voice of Frank was pretty good. I mean, he was no... I can't think of that guy's name. The guy's a weird name. He was definitely not like the original guy. Like, the original guy was a lot better. But I keep wanting to say his name's like TJ Rollo or something like that. But as someone who loves the Dead Rising franchise, I walked away from that game going, that was a really good zombie game. I don't know if I'd say it was a really good Dead Rising game. and it sounds like they're fixing some of that shit. I know it sounded like they were adding actual escort missions into it with that new holiday patch here, and when the PS4 version of it comes out here, which I don't think that game's gonna sell on PS4, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm super wrong, and that game does extremely well on the PS4. I don't see it. I just think Dead Rising kind of needs a reset now, much like Resident Evil did. That thing that throws up sucks. Funny thing was, I was actually thinking about sitting down and watching a scary movie tonight, but in reality, I'm probably going to go downstairs and play Mario or Stardew Valley. I'm so invested in Stardew Valley again, it's not even funny. I actually thought about streaming some Stardew Valley, but I just don't think that would be exciting for people. So I have a massive love for Stardew Valley. Like, I would be over the moon if that guy made a sequel to that at some point. But again, like, what would you do? Like, what could you do? I'm gonna lose my mind when that co-op thing comes out, or the multiplayer, or whatever they do. Like, I'm really interested to see how that works. But man, I like that game a lot. I did a video review on the channel. You guys should watch that. I think I posted that like a week ago now.
In 2214, a geophysicist named Michael Altman made a discovery that would change.
I vaguely remember that this game had to do with some weird cult that like worshipped the marker thing. Kind of going
It's Timon, he found you! Into the church, hurry!
Dana, the Church of Unitology? Why here?
It's one of the few places on Titan Station that Timon can't monitor.
I enjoy that
Separation of
the
church and
religion
state.
is called Unitology.
This is the last place we want to be right now.
Isaac, my brother died trying to rescue you. This is important. This will work. I'm in a safe room at the top of the church. Meet me there, okay?
We have one. I might put it in because, like, I feel like. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. I'm gonna look into that. You know, I never finished Dead Space 3. Like I think I've said before, my buddy and I played through it on the PC a couple years ago. Not when it came out. It was like well after it had come out, because I think it was on one of those bundles or something. I got it, like one of those Humble bundles. But I remember we sat down, we played it, and just we got like halfway through it, and then he ended up building a new computer, and then just like totally forgot about backing that save up, and it was gone. And I just kind of was like, whatever. I didn't think that game was necessarily bad. I just thought it was kind of like the first part of it I thought was alright, and then once you get down to the planet, I thought it was kind of shitty. It felt more like Lost Planet than it did Dead Space. And that's not what anybody wants out of a Dead Space game, so. I was wondering if maybe I should change suits. Because, like, this stasis stuff I'm actually using a lot. So let's try it. Let's see what happens. And it was definitely a bummer, but whatever. I don't know if I'll ever go back to Dead Space 3 or play it again. I was massively bummed playing that game towards the second half of it. So like I said, I didn't think it was the worst game I ever played or anything like that. It was just kind of a whatever game. Like, yeah, sure, I guess. Ha ha ha. This suit looks pretty cool. I mean, I probably should buy some ammo, because I'm sure there's going to be some garbage in this part of this game, but I don't feel like I've been overly having a lot of problems. What's the other? We should buy some line racks. And then maybe, is there health packs you can buy? Small health pack. Just to have something. We already threw that in there. Is there a safe spot? Cool. I'll tell you, off the topic of this game here, I am not a fan of the cold weather. So, October's such a weird month now. It used to be September when the weather change happened, and now it's October. Although at least it doesn't seem like it's gonna be weird like it was last year, where it was like 60s and 70s till mid-November. Like we're I think the other night there was one day like it dropped from freaking like last Saturday it was 70 something degrees here, like 75, and by Monday it went down to 40. And, like, I literally like was under blankets and shit most of that day because I was just freezing. Just freezing. Is there anything down here? Why can't I knock that over? I want to be able to knock that over. Oh, now they're giving me line racks. What is this? And I'm weird, like there's some days where I'm like freaking cold as hell, and then there's other days, like today, prime example, like I went out, because I've transitioned my working out of walking outside every day to now I have to use the treadmill because we're getting winter, which sucks. Like I'd rather walk outside. Today I walked outside and I think the high was like 45, but I just went in t-shirt and shorts, and it was funny because like as I'm walking, like I was perfectly comfortable. It was a little chilly, but not like to the point where it was like, ooh, this sucks. I saw a lot of people like in heavy winter jackets and stuff. Like it's not that cold yet. It's usually like the first day of like a drastic temperature drop, I feel awful and cold and shit, and then I get used to it, and then it's like whatever, but I still hate it. I'm getting hit up at both things here. It sucks too because I had a lot of fun playing, a lot of fun streaming Mario, but I don't want to spoil that game for people either. Like, not that there's really much to spoil in that game, but like that game, like even if I think right now it just feels like it's a little overhyped, and just like the praise is a little extreme, I will say I don't think any other game this year that I've played that's released this year has given me the pure utter joy that Super Mario Odyssey has. Like, it's just every minute of it is something incredibly joyful. like a way you don't get in any other game. It's such a nice palate cleanser from like the shit that I normally play anyways. Because like usually I play, you know, dark, gritty games and like violent, you know, shooters and horror games and that kind of shit. So it's such a nice palate cleanser to begin with. Can I go through this door? Can I go through this door? Must be something I need. It's like a little mini power cell, but I don't know what the purpose of that would be. Hold up. I know what you have to do. You have to put that other one up there. There we go.
Please replace the fuse for the observation center door in the junction panel. Vandalism in the church is not permitted.
By our savior, Michael Alden. Unitologists believe that one day...
There's a lot of shit going on. I did that at the wrong time. Oh, now I can't do it again? Sure.
Where are you going? You can't run from the pain forever. Can you beg for a way to end it all?
There's a bust to save here. Oh man, I gotta sit up. Getting a lot of shit in this room. Security, I didn't see what that said. That was too quick. Can I? Okay, I was gonna say, can I move these out of my way? There we go. Oh, good. Every time I get into one of those, like I think it's gonna be one of those panel puzzles, and it's this every time. Power node there. Oh, for a minute I thought that was the second power node. I was like, this is a nice room. Is there anything else hidden in here that we didn't grab? Should probably. I feel like there's something behind this door, so might as well reload weapons here. I don't know, I've noticed some frame rate chugs at times. Like I said, off stream I'm gonna dick around with settings a little bit here with this game and figure out what's going on. It's my fault. Usually I set this stuff up before I start streaming a game and make sure it's like the smoothest I want it to be. And this game I kind of just jumped in because it was unplanned. Like I was not planning on playing this game, or let alone buying it, but it happened to go on sale. And as I said, that Deadly Premonition thing. What a shitty port of a game. It's unfortunate. I think that game's pretty cool. I'll do something with it for the channel. I just haven't decided what I'm going to do with that game yet. So I actually took the time to replay that part that I played on stream again on the 360 version, which was actually kind of fun to play because the PC version is that director's cut and the 360 version is like the original. And there's definitely some stuff they added into that game. I thought that was kind of interesting, but 360 controls way better than the PC version too. In the PC version, you can't change the controls, which is shitty. You can like script it in a way that you want, but I didn't feel like doing it.
Hang on, I'll try to override all the gates in the area.
Yeah, I saw other people like, I'm playing with keyboard and mouse. I'm not a keyboard mouse guy unless it's something like Doom or Unreal Tournament. Well, this looks like fun.
I don't think I can open now.
That's right, bitch. I'd say that was a worthwhile pickup. These things are kind of creepy, actually. They're like deformed chickens. That's what they remind me of. The way they walk, like their necks. Maybe that's because I've played a lot of Stardew Valley lately. And I've been dealing with a lot of chickens in that game. I don't know. Shit.
Dana, you there?
Isaac, I can't unlock the elevator. Can you do anything from your end?
Let me see what I can do.
Okay. Once you're through, you'll go through the funerary wing of the church and down into the crypt. It's very important you not disturb.
Probably shouldn't have done this right
now.
now.
No, Earth can't jam us in here. Not in here.
Dana! Important that I what?
Actually, the hacking minigame in this game is not terrible. I've definitely played much, much worse. Excuse me, man. What time is it? Oh shit. Oh, I'm actually out of health packs. Well, that's interesting. I'm not playing Dead Space 3, man. I have it. I actually own it on PC. It's not installed right now. I am not playing that game again. As I said before, like I don't remember hating it, but it just compared to Dead Space 1 and 2, there's no comparison. It just felt more like Lost Planet than it did Dead Space. I never finished it either, so I got to like pretty much after the part you get down to the planet, like a little bit past that, when you're just shooting regular guys, and it just didn't make any sense. I don't even remember what the hacking was. I don't remember much of that. I don't remember much of any of these games, sadly. That's why I'm replaying them. Man, I probably should have gotten that flamethrower. This is gonna suck. Through that. Oh, somehow I did. Like I said, I remember the first like little bit of Dead Space 3 being alright. I remember being part of it being okay because I played in co-op too, so. Yeah, or I could just pretend there is no Dead Space 3 there. I don't know. I don't have the hatred that a lot of people have for Dead Space 3, but part of it is because I never finished it either. So. I have Lost Planet 1 and maybe 3 on Steam. And I think I have 1 on Xbox 360 and 2. I don't think I ever played 2. I played 1 and I played a little bit of 3. Really nice if I could find some health right now. Maybe that's what this is. Hey, that's cool at least. Watch me waste that right away. Is there anything on this side? Nope. Nope. No, the next game after this, I mean, obviously, like, my big, like, every other night streaming thing's coming to an end here with October, because that's not going to be, like, a all-year-round thing. Oh, God, I couldn't do that. I'm going to go down to a more regular, like, once or twice a week schedule of streaming, if that. But my next game is actually going to be Super Mario RPG, so I'm looking forward to that. That's a game I have not played in about 27 years, so I'm looking forward to playing that for the first time in a long time. I remember really enjoying it as a kid, but I don't remember much more after that. No, Wolfenstein I don't have yet, actually. I'm going to pick that up when I pick up my Xbox One. I still haven't figured out, or my Xbox One X. So I haven't actually bought that game yet. I'm not going to stream that game, though. I will do a review on the channel for it at some point. I plan on it. I think that game looks really cool. I've heard nothing but praise for it. It's just right now I'm playing Mario, and I'm going to be reviewing that pretty soon. I think I'm about halfway through the story of Mario. A little over halfway. I had to make a choice on what game I wanted to play, and with the Xbox One X, it kind of made it an easy choice on what game to play first, because I might as well wait to play a better version of that game, Wolfenstein. So that made the choice a lot easier. Mario's awesome. Mario's really damn good. So, like, easy top 5 game. Oh, shit. But unfortunately, due to Nintendo's stupid, you know, streaming stuff, I can't. Like, I streamed it on Friday just for fun. Had to take that archive down because they claimed 2 copyrights on it. So, unfortunately, there won't be any more Mario streams, and it's a bummer because I had a lot of fun playing that and streaming that game. But I will have a video review. I'm still not quite sure how the footage in that video review is going to work yet, but I have an idea.
Damn!
So yeah, no, I haven't bought Wolfenstein yet. I've heard nothing but praise for that game though.
Gravity controls are locked out. Dana? Fuck.
I mean, I would tell you there's one game that's stuck with me pretty much since I played it. That is probably my game of the year. But that being said, Mario, and I haven't finished Mario yet, but Mario's kind of neck and neck with it right now, so we'll see. Like, I have to finish Mario, and then right now I'm trying to decide, like, is Mario really this good, or is it just everybody wanted a good game like Mario that just like, Mario is such a different thing than what everybody gets when we play video games, you know, so it's a nice palate cleanser from at least the stuff that I normally play.
Attention. Crypt systems set to diagnostic mode. Game capture arms released. Authorized emissions only.
I actually saw a good video. I'm gonna watch it later. One of the YouTube people that I follow did a good video earlier that was like, I think it's literally called "Is Mario Odyssey overrated?" So I'm gonna watch that later because like I have a hard time struggling with that concept right now because I just don't know.
You must lock down the rings in sequence from outer to inner.
I don't remember how this works.
The gravity rings must be locked down in sequence in order to diagnose the system. Please pull the magnetic restraint arms down from above each ring to get started. Gravity will disengage when all rings are locked down.
Okay.
All rings in sequence from outer to inner.
There we go.
Gravity in the shot is now offline.
I don't know, like, I have to finish it. I have to finish Mario. It's weird. Last year it was really easy to come up with the top 10 list of games and decide what was the best and what was the worst, and it was this year it's been, at least right now, just even starting to think about it, it's been a lot harder and it's been a lot easier to come with the most disappointing. So, and so it's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be a hell of a process, that's for sure. What the hell? Oh, I see. You have to... Okay, there we go. Come on, go up. There we go. I mean, that's a good thing, though. I'd rather have a year where it's hard to come up with the top 10 list of best games and easy to come up with the most disappointing.
Get me the frequency on that jammer. They must have a gunship position near the
I mean, the most disappointing one was a really easy one because I had totally forgotten what it was, and then until my girlfriend asked the other day, like, what game would be your most disappointing? And I had just forgotten about the game that I'm picking for that, and then I remembered and was like, oh yeah, that's right, that game came out this year, and I, like a lot of people, totally forgot about that game. So I usually pick 3 disappointing games each year, 1 major, and then the other 2 are what I call runners up. But there's a big one this year that yeah, like, and it sucks because it was the kind of thing where, like, it came out sandwiched between all the other good games that came out this year. And I remember when it came out and people were down on it, it was like, oh, maybe this year's not going to be that good for video games. And then, like, literally everything else has been stellar. So like, I don't need flamer fuel because I don't have the flamethrower. Excuse me. I would rather have some ammo for the plasma. We'll upgrade our weapon here. But no, I really, like, Mario's really good. Like, in fact, when I'm done streaming here, that's probably what I'm going to be doing, is either playing that or Stardew, so. Let's see, is there, oh, I was just like, I just assumed because there was a store there, I could do that here, but I guess not. Well, there's a workbench here. Oh, there's a save point too, so. We have, what, 2 nodes? Why don't we do 1 there? Why don't we put 1 in my rig? I mean, that's good. I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather have a year where it's hard to make a top 10 list of games that are good because there's been so many good ones, than have a year where it's really easy. Oh, save point. This is the most I've used my Switch in like 2 months. Well, no, I don't even want to say that, because I definitely played... I didn't finish Mario Rabbids. Like, I played about half of that game, and I reviewed it, because I, like, playing half of it, I felt like I was good enough for me to put out a review of that game and tell people if you should buy it or not, which I thought that game was pretty cool. But then I kind of went on a break from the Switch for a little bit, so it's been kind of crazy now with between Stardew and Mario. There's been, you know, just a lot of cool stuff to play on that machine, which is cool. It's good. I also bought, there's like a runner game that came out for the Switch called Night Terrors that I think is really cool. It's like $3. It's definitely worth $3. It's like it plays like an old retro NES game. So I thought that was cool. At some point I want to play the Mummy Demastered, which is made by Way Forward, the people that make the Shantae games, because apparently it's really good. It looks really cool. It looks like a cool Metroidvania game, so that's my kind of thing. But I need to finish. I literally sat on it and I hovered over the purchase icon on my Switch, and I just told myself, like, I have to finish SteamWorld Dig 2 before I can commit to another Metroidvania. Because I've neglected that game now because all this other stuff's come out. So, and then the other game that I need to go back to, and I want to fully finish before I do Game of the Year stuff in December. Which I'm like, last year I did it early December. I think this year I'm gonna wait a little bit just so I can make sure everything I want to play is done. But I need to go back and I need to finish the story of Zelda. I put 75 hours into that game, and I loved every minute of it. But it just got to a point where I wanted to play other stuff. And I've beaten story-wise. I've done 2 of the 4 Divine Beasts, and I love that game. I think it's awesome. Definitely the breath of fresh air, so to speak, that the Zelda franchise needs. Because I was kind of a lapsed Zelda fan, so didn't like Twilight Princess, didn't play Skyward Sword, played half of Link Between Worlds, like that. Need to finish it someday. But just haven't thought a Zelda game's been good since, like really good since Wind Waker. I thought that was the last one that I really enjoyed. So the only thing that bums me out about Breath of the Wild is the lack of like music, like memorable music. I guess that was a good idea. Am I dead or did I? Okay. Mario Odyssey is my first 3D Mario game, like just Mario Solo, not counting 3D World, since Mario Sunshine. I didn't play either Galaxy game. So I had gotten rid of my Wii by then. I didn't keep the Wii very long. That system I burned out on it. I thought it was kind of a lame system. I really need my line rack out. Take care of this problem. Well, now you got 2 games you can buy, man. You can buy Zelda and you can buy Mario. I mean, honestly, like, those are 2 of the best games this year. So, like, it's worth it. There's a Mario bundle now that I think the Switch is really worth it. Like, I'm someone who's a lapsed Nintendo fan. I have not really loved a Nintendo console since the GameCube. Like, the Wii I thought was really disappointing. The Wii U, I enjoyed the games, but there were just not enough. Like, their first party on the Wii U was awesome. There were definitely some really good, memorable games. Like, I've always been more of a 2D Mario guy. Like, I'm not as big on the 3D Marios, so that's why I'm surprised I like Odyssey as much as I do. But, shit. But, there's a lot of games. Like, the Switch is really good, man. Like, Puyo Puyo Tetris is really good. Mario Rabbids is solid. I enjoyed what I played of that. The only Switch game I bought this year that I just couldn't get into was Splatoon 2. And I planned on doing a review of it and stuff, and I just couldn't get into that game. I ended up just not doing much with it. Part of it was they don't have a good online service, so, and I don't want to have to use Discord or something with my friends to try and play that game. So I don't know. I thought it was an interesting game. I just couldn't get into it. I know Cave Story's been out for a bunch of shit, but I got Cave Story on the Switch. I need to go back and play that. That's another Metroidvania game. That's why, like I said, I keep looking at the Mummy Demastered, and then I keep telling myself I will never finish if I don't play some of these other games. I thought that head thing up there, I thought that was one of those things that explodes. That scared me. The Switch has games, man. Like, it's cool. Like, I I really like the Switch a lot. I think that's 2017's biggest success story by far, is how that little machine that everybody thought, oh, it's not really going to be that good, has turned out to be the best thing that's happened this year. Like, I honestly think, like, especially if Microsoft doesn't get their shit together next year, and they don't have a good E3, and their E3 is disappointing, then I really, honestly, right now could see Nintendo becoming the second place spot again. Like, I think they've been doing that good. So, I mean, we'll see. They definitely have the hot machine for the holiday, and I think they're going to do really well this holiday. You know, again, bundling Mario with the Switch is an incredibly smart decision. Incredibly smart decision.
What's happening to you, Isaac? You tried to kill yourself. Why do you think that is? That's right. Ignore the pain. Bury it deep inside. Let me fester. Let me rot.
I mean, the other thing that's cool about the Switch too is just the portability aspect of that thing. Like, you'd be amazed at how things change when it's like, I can pick this thing up and just go around and play it. Like, I don't have to sit in front of my TV all the time. You'd be amazed. Like, I've used that thing. I mean, lately I've been using it more on the TV because I think Mario is a better game to play on a TV than the handheld. But you'd be amazed how your world changes when you have something that's that easy to use.
You're almost here. I'll be waiting by the shuttle.
Like, before I would have looked at something like the Mummy Demaster and be like, I want to buy that on the PS4. Now I look at that and I'm like, I want to buy that on the Switch. So, and it's not every game. Like, I wouldn't. I'm not a basketball fan, so I wouldn't buy NBA 2K to begin with. But that's not where I would want to play that game if I was a basketball fan. I'm sure when that version of WWE 2K comes out, it's gonna look really bad. I've heard nothing but garbage on that game. I have a Vita. I have the Vita TV. And I have a Vita as well, but I have the Vita TV. I haven't used my Vita since I got the Switch, if we're being honest. I never owned an original Game Boy. I had the Game Boy Color. I had a Game Gear. That's what I had as a kid. We'll go a little bit farther before we call it here tonight. Well, at some point I'd like to do some stuff with the Vita TV for streaming as well down the road, because I have, like, every time there's a flash sale, I always go through and I buy another one of those PS1 classic JRPGs, because I'm trying to collect all those JRPGs there that way, because that's kind of the best way to play those now.
You're a unitologist.
Because when I was a kid, I asked my parents for Christmas for a Game Boy. Because I wanted the Game Boy. I wanted Castlevania for the Game Boy. Like, that was my shit. And I wanted Super Mario Land, all that stuff. My parents went to whatever store they went to, and instead were talked into buying the Game Gear because it's color. And so they immediately thought that the system was better because it was color and it wasn't, you know, black and white or that weird green color. Let's just say it wasn't a pleasant Christmas that year. So, but you know what? Honestly, like, I was bummed initially about getting the Game Gear, and I ended up really enjoying that system.
We don't want to cure you, Isaac.
It was a pretty cool system to begin with, but
just the way it is.
and it was weird too, because like I wasn't a Sega kid, I was a Nintendo kid, so like that was the only Sega thing I owned as a kid up until the Dreamcast. Like I never owned a Genesis, I never owned a 32X for the Genesis, I never owned a Saturn.
The last thing we want is for him to die.
Yeah, no, like I said, I was like, I would say that first day I was bummed because, you know, being a shit kid at the time, I was like, it's not Nintendo Game Boy, and I want a Game Boy. They got me a couple cool games for it, and I ended up really enjoying that machine. So. Played a lot of Batman Returns. It's like the worst gun they had out. This shit is ridiculous. Oh, I see. You have to... I don't know. I don't remember. That's a good question. I don't remember how expensive those were back in the day.
Isaac, are you there? Can you hear me?
I know I wasn't expecting to even get one for Christmas, and that's when I was not only surprised that they went that far to get me one, but they got a Game Gear instead, because I think the Game Gear was probably more expensive because it was color. And I think that was also my first really, real true exposure to Sonic the Hedgehog as well. Because, like I said, I didn't own a Genesis as a kid. I think I played it at a friend's house. I played a couple games. From what I remember, you know, my first Genesis memory was playing Doom on the 32X. Oh, let's see here. I'm sure it was expensive as hell. At the time. That's why I was really surprised. I don't remember how old I was when that happened. That was probably what, 93, 94? Because other than that, like as a kid, I didn't really get game systems for Christmas as a kid. Like game systems for me were always, I had to save up either allowance money or do chores or mow lawns or that kind of stuff to save up money to get systems. That was like the only one, because Nintendo, my parents bought when I was a kid. Super Nintendo, I got that rad deal from that kid that my dad knew through her coworker at his work that was going away to college and just didn't want it anymore. Super Nintendo, I saved up my own money. That took like a year. PlayStation 1, I collected that first set of Pokemon cards as a kid because the kids in the neighborhood that I lived in were all just a little bit younger than me, and I kind of took advantage as a kid of that, and I ended up getting a whole first edition set, and I went to some card shop where I lived, and I sold them all, like as a set for like, God, $300-400, so, like a good amount of money, and I just used that money to go buy a PS1 and like Metal Gear Solid and Symphony of the Night and something else. So that's how I got my PS1 as a kid. PS2 I had to save up. Actually, I take it back. My PS3 was also a Christmas present, but that was way after the fact that it had been out. And that was only because I got it, or there was like a deal on it at the time or something. But like 360 I bought myself, Wii I bought myself, Wii U I bought myself. I mean, now we're getting into my, my current age, but I didn't get a lot of systems as gifts as a kid. I'd get games, but not really the systems. And like even as a kid, getting a video game, like getting my parents to buy me a video game, it was either Christmas or it was my birthday, and that was it. Like most of everything I did was rentals because my dad was a big advocate for you can rent everything, you don't need to buy, you know, own these games, you can pay a fraction of the cost and rent it. So,
Sessions.
You're lucky you don't
hence why I have a huge reverence for video game rental stores, just video rental stores in general. Which it sucks that those aren't really a thing anymore. There's still family video in my area, and it's cool, but it's just like on the cusp of too far for me to want to drive to on a regular basis.
Where are you going?
Strauss, don't follow. He's not really there.
I played PS1 at a buddy's house because he had a PS1 and I had an N64. And then I was like, I think the first game I saw on the PS1 was probably Metal Gear Solid. Because I didn't own a PS1 like the day that game came out or anything like that. But it was relatively after, like close to that game's launch. Because I remember I went to the store, I used that money to buy a PS1, Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear Solid, and something else. I'm sure there's another game in there. Oh, Symphony of the Night. So, I mean, that's a great trio of games right there. And I think I had to beg for the Symphony of the Night too, because my dad was already pushed at his limit of letting me get 2 games. So when I was like, well, I want to buy this game too, because I literally just looked at the shelf like, there's a new Castlevania game, so I need to buy that. It wasn't until the 360 era when I really just started buying video games. I would, yeah, I'll roll it back. I'd say the PS2 era. So I'd say PS2, GameCube, Xbox era is when I really started buying stuff. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I had a buddy that lived down the street whose parents would buy him like every game he wanted, so I played a lot of this shit there. Like Mortal Kombat and that kind of stuff. I would borrow games from friends and stuff in grade school as well, though, so... I mean, as a kid, I owned like your typical things you would expect, like Mario, Zelda... Then I think for like my birthday, I would usually be allowed to get 1 game for my birthday, and then Christmas it was usually a couple because it's Christmas. Which is something I've maintained to this day, even as a grown-ass adult now. I still usually my mom will get me a game for Christmas. I usually just tell her, hey, I want this game, and she'll get it. So last year it was World of Final Fantasy, which I ended up not caring for that game. This year it's probably going to be Call of Duty, because I don't want to pay for that. So, but I want to play that campaign. I think it was cool. Reload my gun. World of Final Fantasy, I couldn't get into that game. I tried. I haven't decided if it'll be called. I really don't want to pay for Call of Duty, so. really don't want to pay for Call of Duty, so I'll probably just be like, Mom, this is what I want for Christmas. That's probably what will end up happening. I'm in no hurry to play that game either. Like, I look at it and go, yeah, that's probably a 5 to 6 hour campaign that I'll really enjoy, and I'll probably play that zombie mode with a buddy, and then that'll be it. Like, I mean, maybe I'll probably try. I always at least try the multiplayer. The last year's was the only one I refused to play the multiplayer because it just looked like Black Ops again. So this one I'll try because they're really trying to change things up. It's either that or Assassin's Creed, but I actually feel more comfortable buying Assassin's Creed myself. So Black Friday's gonna be fun this year because I plan on buying some of these games then. Gosh, these things are awesome. Oh, the plus thing? I don't do the auto pay for that. I just buy a card. I think I'm up on that in November. Or November. February. I think February is usually when I re-up, so. Thought I picked up. This is probably what we're gonna call it on this game for the night, anyways. I was gonna try and get a little further, but it is 10:30. That's when I said we were gonna call it quits. So, well, thanks for joining for Dead Space. I'm gonna quit out here. The next stream of Dead Space will be Tuesday night. Halloween itself, so I'll probably be streaming. I'm going to try and start a little bit earlier. Today it was a little bit later because I had some dumb shit going on. I had a project, let's just say, that took longer than I expected. So, but yeah, I will be streaming on Tuesday. I will be streaming this primarily, and then I will also be doing a bonus stream here of Zombies Ate My Neighbors, celebrating Halloween itself, and then Dead Space is going to go probably through the week, so I'll probably be streaming that game like Tuesday night, Wednesday night, not sure about Thursday, maybe Thursday, kind of depends on what's going on later in the week, but that's going to be the last game to end HorrorFest, and then in November, it's going to be, as I put my Elite controller in its little package, November, it's probably going to be like once or twice a week, if that, maybe once a week. And I'm going to be doing Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo Classic that's hacked now. So that's what's going to be going on there. But yeah, like I said, Dead Space will continue Tuesday night. I'm going to try and shoot for about 7 o'clock Central Time here. Maybe I'll start with Zombies. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I might start with Zombies Ate My Neighbors, or I'll probably play that after because I feel like that'll be more of a palate cleanser. So, but anyways, guys, thanks for checking out the stream, and I will see you guys on Tuesday night. And look forward to the Evil Within 2 review forthcoming. So, anyways, guys, have a good night.